Sisters, best friends, coaches, and most importantly, moms. Between the two, Ashley and Jocelyn have experienced it all. And the crazy on the go life being a working mom, a stay at home mom, pregnancy fitness, postpartum fitness, fad diets, nutrition struggles, and more. Both sisters are N.A.S.M certified personal trainers and certified nutrition coaches. And the Lavender sisters created the Lavender Lifestyle Fit to help women step into their power and become who they are or who they were always meant to be inside and out. So let's welcome one of the Lavender Lifestyle sisters, Ashley Rice, to the program. Welcome, Ashley.
Hi, thank you so much. It's so good to be here. I'm so excited.
This is great because I know that you're going to share with us tips to reach our personal goals without dieting or restricting. And that sounds like to me a perfect plan.
Right? It sounds too good to be true, but it is possible, I tell you.
Well, let me ask you this. What inspired you and your sister to create the Lavender Lifestyle?
Well, it kind of just happened by accident. So Jocelyn and we each have 4 kids now, but at the time we had 3 kids. We had just given birth to our third, and they're 2 weeks apart. And I think we were about we were about 2 months postpartum, and we were having dinner together, just sleep deprived, exhausted. Just hadn't been like really showing up for ourselves, and it kind of took us to a place where we just weren't showing up as our best for our family either. And so we looked at each other, and we were eating a dinner at my house of like processed foods, just because it was easy and we were exhausted. And we looked at each other and we are like, what has happened to us? Like, this is not what we envisioned for ourselves. So we're like, we've got to make a change. We need to get back to, we were both college athletes and just used to being very active. And we were like, we need to get back to, a place of feeling good about ourselves, being healthy, being active, eating well. And, it just seemed overwhelming at the time. But we were like, let's just start small and make small changes and try to improve our health and wellness and hold each other accountable. So we started working out just 10 minutes a day because that was doable. And we held each other accountable. We texted each other after our workout and we said, oh, just did this. Now it's your turn. Get it done. And we just slowly built on that. We started small and we built on it until we were able to just finally get to a place of health and well-being. And in the past, we had been very much all or nothing, and we had finally just found balance. And it just started so small. So we documented everything on Instagram just as a way to hold ourselves accountable, meet some community. And over time, we had women, moms, just like us, reaching out and saying, you're making this look easy. Tell us what you're doing. How is this? How are you doing this? And so we started a blog so that we could share what we were doing. And it just kind of grew from there. So it's just been really cool to be able to help other women who are in the exact same place we were. And it's been about 5 years now.
Well, where did the name come from?
Okay, so my sister and I, our maiden name is Lavender. And so when we got married, we got rid of the coolest last name ever. I do love my last name now, but Lavender was pretty cool. So we had to use it in our business.
I love it. I think it's perfect branding. Now, I understand that you specialize in helping busy moms make themselves a priority through small, quick, and effective workouts. So how do you help them shift their mindset around how long it is or how long a workout should be?
Yeah, so we came from a place of very all or nothing. We were used to working out for an hour or two every day in college when we were college athletes. And so we had that mentality, like, if I don't have an hour, what's even the point? So we have a lot of clients who come to us with the same mentality. They think they've got to go super intense, super hard for at least an hour, 6, 7 days a week, or it's just not worth it. So they are the all or nothing as well. And what we have found through our experience over the last 5 years is it doesn't take a lot of time. We work out 4 to 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week for 30 minutes at a time, no more than 30 minutes. Some days just 15 minutes. And it is super effective as long as you're giving it your all when you show up and you are showing up consistently. And that's what we teach our clients. But yeah, it's definitely a mindset shift that needs to take place because a lot of our clients come to us like, I don't really believe it. Like, I'm not really buying it. But once they get really consistent and they really push themselves, they see, oh my gosh, it is possible. And that's why so many women and moms are hesitant to jump into a healthy lifestyle, because they're like, I just don't have the time in my day. And we're like, no, we're going to show you that you do. You totally do. So it's
Well,
totally
yeah,
doable.
I mean, 10, 15 minutes a day can make a huge change because it's just consistency. But even if you're doing 10 to 15 minutes, I look at it as being intensity. I mean, get going for that 10, 15 minutes because a lot of people, you and I both know one thing. If you do your workout in the morning, your metabolism is working out for the rest of the day.
The rest of the day.
For the rest of the day. And that's why, for me, it's always important to do workouts in the morning. And I know some people will do it in the evening because that's when they usually have time. But, I think a lot of working moms or stay-at-home moms should have 10, 15 minutes. And for some people, they take 10 to 15 minutes to talk themselves out of it.
Right? Yes, exactly. I just did a reel on that last night on Instagram about, like, I don't really want to do it. I know I got to do it. I just don't want to do it. And like over and over and over, you just talk yourself out of it. If you just got started, those endorphins will kick in. You'll have the best workout and it'll be done before you know it. Don't give it a second thought. Just jump in and get started.
Well, let me ask you this. For someone who wants to get started on a workout routine, what is your advice for motivation to get going since we're going down that path?
So what I just said, just start. Don't give it a second thought. I think a lot of, since January, with the new year, there's a lot of people saying, like, start before you're ready with anything. It is so true, because action creates momentum, which then leads to motivation. You're not going to just wake up motivated. It's probably not going to happen. But if you start and you just take action, that's going to create momentum and it's going to get you motivated. And I also want to say, find a community. Find somebody. Like my sister and I, when we first got started, we had each other and we had that accountability, we had that motivation, and just that sense of community. And it's so helpful on those days where you just don't feel like showing up, because you're, even when you do get started, you're gonna have those days where you're like, not today. But if you have somebody like holding you accountable, getting you excited, then you're gonna push through.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I used to spend, of course, all of my viewers and listeners know that I'm an amateur cyclist. I love it. It's my favorite exercise, favorite sport. And I used to ride alone all the time. And I was fine with that. But then my son became a cycling partner to me. And now, because he is so much younger and so much faster, it pushes me even more to give it my all just to keep up with him.
Keep up. I love it. That is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and I keep tabs on all of our analytics, and I'm like, man, we gained a whole mile an hour today, so that was a very fast ride for us. And but let me get back to the Lavender Lifestyle here, because you are very passionate, as well as your sister, about taking the focus away from physical changes and also the outward appearance to overall health and wellness. How do you help your clients with this mindset, and what do you do if you end up with resistance?
So it always starts when we have clients who come to us, it always starts because they want a physical transformation. That is like, I want to fit in this size clothes, or I want to wear a bikini again. And it's always about the outward appearance. But then as we get into it, it becomes so much more, and it's such a cool transformation to see. But when you get on a fitness journey and you're so focused on these physical results that you don't have control over, it can be really frustrating, and it can lead you to not stick with it, right? Because you're like, I'm not seeing the progress that I want to see. But if instead, and another thing, if you focus on those physical changes, you're probably going to not go about it in the healthiest way. Then the goal becomes, how can I move the scale? Well, there's a lot of ways where you can move that number on the scale. That's number one, not sustainable, and number two, just not healthy, right? So if instead we're focusing on actionable goals, so goals that you have control over, like I'm going to show up for my workout 3 days this week for 30 minutes, or I'm going to food prep for an hour over the weekend so I have healthy options to reach for throughout the week. those actionable goals that you have control over, it puts you in the driver's seat and you feel more in control of the journey. And that leads to more joy and more confidence throughout. And then as you start taking these actionable goals, it's going to lead to you feeling better. You're going to have more energy. You're going to have better digestion. You're going to sleep better. You're going to have more confidence. I mean, there's so many things that are going to come, and that's going to be the reward, and not the physical changes you're focusing on. And then over time, those physical changes will just happen, right? And so it is such a huge mindset shift, and we have to work with our clients on this every single day, because diet culture is out there and they are slamming us every single day with, you've got to lose weight, you've got to be a certain size, you got to look this way. And so it's mindset work that you have to show up and do for yourself every single day. But we have seen ladies who have tried so hard to get in shape, reach certain goals, and they weren't able to do it until they made that mindset shift.
Yeah,
And
you
then,
have to. Yeah, Ashley, I agree. You have to make a mindset change. And without that, you will never be successful in anything that you do, including improving your health and for a lot of you wanting to lose weight. And at the same time, don't compare yourself with all the women on Instagram. I would bet that over 50% of those photos are photoshopped.
yes.
And or I should say corrected in some way to create something that's perfect for the influencer who's posting, not for the person that's looking at them.
That
So
makes me so sad. I was watching a behind the scenes photo shoot for like a fitness clothing line, and they had the model, they were putting like butt cups in the model's pants to make her butt look bigger.
mhm.
And you could see this in the behind the scenes, but in the photos, no one knew. And I'm like, that is not okay. That
Yeah.
is not okay.
Yeah, and then you cause a mental, I call it mental anguish on the person who wants to look like that, but they don't know what's actually really going
No,
on.
right.
So let's talk about balance, because you and your sister talk a lot about balance and enjoying life while staying fit and healthy. And I think for a lot of people, don't look at it as a short-term situation to get down to the weight you want. Create it as a lifestyle, create it as a regular routine in your life. So that way you're not fretting over it. It's part of your life. You're enjoying it. And then you're also going to get the results that you want.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think this goes back to creating those actionable goals. Putting yourself in the driver's seat and in control really does help lead to enjoyment through the process. But we have clients who used to hate working out, like dreaded it. It was the worst thing. And then when they find something that they love, they don't put this pressure on themselves to work out for a really long period of time. Um, and they just kind of find ways to enjoy it. They're like, I can't believe I'm the person that shows up every single day now for a workout. I used to be the person that made all the excuses in the world, but I'm a different person now. And it's possible for everybody to get to that place. You just have to find what you love, and you just have to create that balance, and don't put all this pressure on yourself to just change everything overnight. Small changes over time are huge.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing is to enjoy working out, enjoy the process. The results will come. When you know you're doing everything right, the results will come. So for a lot of people, or I should say for you, Ashley, what is your top tip for keeping your goals at the top of your mind when the motivation isn't there?
So I like to make a background on my phone with what my goals are so that I see it when I open up my phone. But then also, I think community. I said this before, but community is so big. I recently started working out with a group of girls, and I am not a morning workout person. Okay, I haven't been for a long time, but we started working out at 5:30 in the morning, and I look forward now to, like, I can't wait to go to bed so I can get up and meet the girls and work out at 5:30 in the morning. I'm like, who even am I? But it really is that sense of community. It helps so much. And even if you can't meet somebody to do it, if your schedules don't mix, find someone you can text and just talk about what you're going to do for your workout, and cheer each other on. And that really helps you stay motivated and keep those goals front and center when you're just not feeling it. Because it's not always a forward motion in this fitness. Sometimes you go through periods where you're just not interested and you're not that excited about it. But during those times, that's when you need to just find ways to get yourself re-engaged and remotivated.
Well, what types of exercises do you like to do? And then some of the exercises that you encourage others to do as well.
So we are really big on resistance training. We really encourage resistance training at least 3 days a week to build muscle and boost metabolism. Um, So, we'll do 30-minute circuit style resistance training workouts, and then we'll throw some high intensity interval training workouts in there as well to hit around 5 workouts in a week. But those high intensity interval training workouts are so effective, and you can get them done in 10 to 15 minutes and get on with your day. So, that's really that's the kind of working out that we do with our programs.
Now, do you like intermittent fasting?
I do not do any intermittent fasting. I am funny in that I cannot uh, put rules on myself or like any kind of restrictions, because then it's just a weird mind game thing with me. But I just like to eat mindfully and try to just get protein in at every meal and snack and try to eat whole natural foods. That's the route I go.
Yeah, to me, I think a lot of people end up making it complicated. I understand the positives of intermittent fasting, but it takes a whole different mindset. And for a lot of people out there, I agree with what you said. Focus on the right protein, make sure you're, getting the right vegetables into the system, the fiber, drink plenty of water. And really, for a lot of people, just get off the whole fad thing. I mean,
Yeah,
how many fad diets did you try until you and your sister created the Lavender Lifestyle?
all of them. Like, if someone somewhere said that something would work, we tried it. I mean, seriously. And it was exhausting and it was frustrating. And some of them may have worked for a little bit, but then they would have the opposite effect. Once I got off of it, I would gain everything back and then some. And so, once we had kids, I was like, I just really want to set a good example for my kids and show balance. And I didn't even know what that looked like. And I was just like, please let me somehow find this life of balance. And I mean, it's possible, but yeah, those fad diets just, it's
Well,
hard. It's not a good route.
well, then let me ask you this, because I know a lot of women that after they give birth to their child, uh, seems like a lot of them want to kind of jump into an immediate diet to get the weight off instead of just focusing on the baby. If they're breastfeeding, I know that alone can help the body to lose weight naturally and on its own. For those ladies out there or mothers that have done C-sections, it may take a little longer. What kind of tips can you give to mothers that want to get back in shape after having a child?
I love this question. I wrote a blog post on it too, because it is something I'm very passionate about. I feel like, again, diet culture just makes us think we got to bounce back. We got to bounce back. And actually, I had a previous client reach out to me. She's had a baby, and she's like, what do you think I should, like, how soon should I start counting macros again? And in part of our program, we do teach counting macros in the beginning, just so you can see what a balanced diet looks like. And then we like to move them into mindful eating, because who wants to count and track forever? Not me. But anyway, so she's like, how quickly should I start? And I'm like, you just grew and carried a human for almost 10 months. And now you're breastfeeding this human. And like, just don't put the pressure on yourself. Do not put the pressure on yourself. Enjoy your baby. Drink a lot of water for your breast milk. Move your body when it feels like good to move your body, and give yourself some grace. And over time, you can ease into it again with those small changes over time. But there's no reason to start counting macros. There's no reason to
Yeah.
start tracking. Um, that will come down the road, and you only get this period of time with your baby, and it goes so fast. So just enjoy it. But I think just moving your body, working on building that core back up. I had 4 C-sections myself, and so my core was very, very weak after each one. So it takes a little bit to get that built back. But I think the most important thing is giving yourself grace. And again, those small changes over time, like we talk about.
Yeah, and I get irritated with a lot of the celebrity moms. The moment they have the kid, 5 weeks later, there's a photo shoot, and they're back to a size 1 or a size 2. Look like they never even had a kid at all. And I'm like, that's not fair, and it's also sending out the wrong message because a lot of them, the celebrity side of it, they're sitting there in corsets that are so tight just to get their figure back that they weren't really dieting to begin with. They're just stringing up and keeping everything tight and wearing that thing 24 hours a day, which is not healthy at all and gives the wrong impression to a lot of these moms that would love to look like that, after giving birth, but that's just not real reality.
No, and that's another thing that we're really big on is teaching women to truly have self-love and appreciate and love your body for what it has done. I mean, carrying and birthing a child is like one of the most beautiful things anyone could do, and that should be celebrated. And no mother should ever look at their body in disgust, especially after just doing what they just giving birth to a baby. And so a huge part of our program is self-love right out of the gate, because if you are working out from a place of love for your body, you're gonna get results so much quicker than if you're doing it from a place of punishing your body or in disgust with your body.
Well, Ashley, let's do something. Let's give all of my viewers, all of my listeners, a brand new healthy challenge. Now, tell us more about the Lavender Lifestyle Hustle Challenge. What is it, and when does it start, and who can join?
Okay, so it is a 6-week challenge. 6 weeks of workouts. These workouts can be done anywhere from home, from the gym. It's done through an app, and you can start anytime. So when you sign up, it's rolling enrollment. When you sign up, you're set to start the following Monday. It comes with an ebook that will help guide you through the challenge. It also has weekly nutrition education on how to really just eat to fuel your body in a way that's going to boost your metabolism and get you results. It also we also talk about digestion, and everything starts with digestion. Health starts with digestion. So we really dive into how to improve digestion and how to work out optimally so that you get the best results. And I'm trying to think what else. And then you'll have contact with Jocelyn and I throughout the challenge so we can cheer you on. But you can do that. Is there a way to access the link for that?
Yes, actually, we have the link at the bottom of the screen, ladies and gentlemen, the lavenderlifestyle.com/TLL hustle. And I understand, Ashley, that my audience will get $30 off when they use the code Dr. Bond 30. That's also at the bottom of the screen as well. So make sure you use that code.
Yes, we would love to have you guys join. And we have lots of free resources too. So if you're not ready to jump into a challenge, definitely check out our free resources. Lots of free workouts and recipes and all the things. So,
well, ladies and gentlemen, do this for me. You want to go to thelavenderlifestyle.com/TLL hustle. It's right there on your screen. Now, this challenge is all about finding overall health and well-being through balance. That's the secret. And the Lavender sisters will share how to improve your health and your fitness goals without dieting or restricting. Why? Because life is meant to be enjoyed. So with enrollment, you're going to get 6 weeks of workouts that can be done anywhere. You're going to get an exclusive ebook, weekly educational videos. You'll have access to Jocelyn and Ashley and the other Lavender Lifestyle Fit coaches for guidance, as well as a community and accountability. So again, follow the link on the screen, thelavenderlifestyle.com/TLL hustle. And remember, everyone watching, everyone listening, you can get $30 off the program when you use the code Dr. Bond 30. It's right there on your screen for those of you watching. And again, for those of you listening, it's Dr. Bond 30. Ashley, wow. I want to thank you so much for coming on. I know that your sister Jocelyn will be coming onto the program here in the very, very near future. I can't wait to talk with your sister as well. And for ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get in shape without the stress, without the hassle. You're going to have a better mindset and, of course, a better body, but you're also going to get better health. Any last words, Ashley?
I'm just still geeking out over the fact that I got to be on your show. So thank you so much for having me.
Well, you are so welcome. And please tell your sister Jocelyn hello for me, and that I cannot wait to talk to her as well about the Lavender Lifestyle. And again, ladies and gentlemen, it's at the bottom of your screen. You can see it right there, the lavenderlifestyle.com/TLL hustle. When you go to that link, go to the website, use my code DrBond30 for $30 off the program, because guess what? It's time to hustle. It's time to get healthy. It's time to have fun. So, Ashley, thank you so much for coming on to the program.
Thank you so much. It's been awesome.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, stick around because we have more health on the way right after this.